The power of manifesting, next. Welcome back to Transcend. Joining us today is a dynamic mindset and manifesting coach spreading her brand of healthy positivity across the web and nation. Danielle Faust is also a hypnotherapist, energy healer, and psychic intuitive being tapped by magazines like Essence, Redbook, Good Housekeeping, Forbes, and more for her perspective on all things lifestyle. When not giving her all, she's playing with her two beautiful kids and binging on Netflix with her husband. Please welcome my girl, Danny.
Hi, how are you, Grace? Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I'm so happy to see you. It's been a minute since we have seen each other. We go way back. Many moons. I met Danny on a hair ad campaign. I was doing her hair at the time. As you can tell, she has beautiful, gorgeous, luscious locks. And we stayed connected ever since. We have been following each other on social media and just been watching each other's journey. So I'm so grateful that she's here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I still tell people about that blowout because my hair had never looked better. Still, to this day, girl.
Danny, with the work that you do, you're able to inspire and promote spiritual and mental wellness to women worldwide, manifesting their wildest dreams. What's the most rewarding part about that?
I think all of it is rewarding, but when I see things click for a client and have like their eyes get big and they have that aha moment when they recognize that, oh my gosh, I am magical, I am special, I am worthy. When I see that recognition in their eyes and in their face, and then in the future in their behavior, that's the best part for me because I know that it's clicking and it's sticking and they're owning who they are.
When did you first realize that you had these special gifts?
Well, I didn't come into my intuitive gifts or recognize them as such until later in life, past 5 years or so. But once I did, I recognized that I've been using them all my life. I've always been able to read people really easily and been able to recognize what someone needs and be able to provide them with that. And it was just natural for me. And I thought other people could do it too. I didn't realize that it was a gift.
Speaking of gifts, honey, you even manifested interviewing Oprah. Oprah Winfrey. Girl, give me the tea and tell me what that was like, please.
She was Oprah. She filled a room. Her energy filled a room. I was luckily one of a few bloggers who were chosen to interview her at a movie premiere. And I got to have a little one-on-one time with her and take a selfie with her. And it was really powerful and special for me because she has been one of my heroes. I would, run home from school and at 4 o'clock turn on the TV and just watch and learn. And that's where my love for personal development and growth really started.
Speaking of your blog, the award-winning blog, okdanny.com, and podcast Manifested Sis, your style is described as real talk, which reminds me of my days of working on the Real Talk show. So let's get really real. Like my client at the time, Tamara Mowry, you two created a beautiful family whom I adore. And you two also happen to be in an interracial marriage. I have witnessed the beauty of it. However, I have also witnessed the hate and the judgment that comes along. Have you ever experienced anything like that in your union?
Yes. So when you put your life out on a blog, people think that they have all access to you and they can just say some crazy things. So I've gotten a lot of hate mail via email from people. I used to live in New York City, so it was a lot more multicultural. And now my husband, my family, and we live in South Florida. I literally live on a dirt road, and it's a lot more rural and redneck. Is that okay to say? I think it's okay to say. It's just a little more backward in mentality. So we get a lot more stares. Right now, we're not getting any open comments, but that's usually reserved for people online when they get their little, Twitter fingers. But we've had our share of negative comments, but it doesn't stop what we're doing. It doesn't stop, it doesn't make me regret starting a family with.
I'm so happy to hear that. We met in New York City. And for me at the time, that was when I too began to expand my horizons in terms of dating and dating outside of my race. I grew up in Philadelphia in an all black neighborhood. Even though when I first, it takes me back to my childhood when I was going to Lutheran school and I was in class with so many different races. However, at a certain age, it just became strictly black. So that was all I knew. And when I moved to New York, that's when I decided to open up. And then when I started to travel, then that's when it started to broaden to me. And also realizing that the generation above my mother, a lot of my family, they are mixed marriages and mixed families. And also on my father's side, majority of all my aunts and uncles have children by Puerto Ricans. So it was kind of always in my thing, but I experienced the shame and I experienced the guilt in terms of feeling bad for wanting to and being open to dating outside of my race, and just, the projection that people make you feel as if you don't love yourself, you don't love your people, you're not pro-black because you like to date outside of your race. And I just, I love that you never allowed it to stop you from the love that you share. Do you feel that black men or black women experience more shade when it comes to dating outside of their race? And if so, why?
Well, certainly black women. I think black women get the brunt of everything, whether it be dating or not. We always have it a little bit harder than men. And I think it's because, we've been socialized and kind of programmed to women just kind of take it. Whatever it is, you take it. So if black men aren't treating you well, you just take it because you got to be down for the cause and loyal. And if you step out, then, oh my gosh, how dare you? But with a man, it's okay, well, boys will be boys. He's just sowing his oats. And honestly, it really shouldn't be a thing. I understand that it is. I understand, cultural norms. But at this point, it's who cares?
And with the veil being lifted with outright blatant acts of racism, especially within these past few years, how has it been navigating these times with your husband and your children?
Yes, we've gone to rallies. We were just as active as we could be in South Florida BLM movement, and we told our children everything. They are very aware. I think what's really important is that we recognize that just like black isn't a monolith and every black person is exactly the same goes for white people, Asian, Latino, whatever, because there are some that are horrific and there are some that get it and are down and recognize oh, we got to change some stuff up. And those are the people that I tend to associate myself. So it's been hard to have these conversations with my children, just looking in their eyes and having them understand why is this a thing? Why is life like this, mommy? And I'm just honey, I can't tell you what this is how we're just going to navigate it. So that part has been hard, but otherwise we're making our way.
I'm happy to hear that. I feel at the end of the day, the focus shouldn't be on race or gender when creating a life of love and family. That shouldn't be the focus. It should be just about creating a happy and healthy household, period. That's just being a solid foundation. So what advice would you give to someone out there who is trying to create their best life and not society's version of that?
Gosh, that's such a big question, but to narrow it down, I think I would say take a little time to step back and get crystal clear on what it is you want. And you have to think about what you want, not what your parents want for you, what your spouse may want, what's best for your kids. You have to be a little bit selfish when you're thinking about your next steps. So I always tell people, think about what you want, why you want it, how it will feel when it's in your life, when it's manifested. Also, who you have to be to get that into your life or to reach that goal, and who wins from you having it. Not just you, but your family, friends, community at large. When you sit down and you think clearly and deeply on those things and get crystal clear on what you want, it's a lot easier to make decisions and navigate going forward. It just makes it for a smoother ride.
I love that. Think about who else you win and who else that affects. That's so beautiful and so powerful. And I think that's the beauty of when we do to put the focus on ourselves and focus on self-care and self-love and self-manifesting, that it is about helping and it is about inspiring, enriching the lives that are around you. But it all starts with you first. You are the foundation of that. So I love that you said that.
Absolutely.
Danny, thank you so much for joining me in this conversation and also you sharing so openly. Much love to you and your beautiful family. Keep queening and doing what you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
To watch this episode again or for more stories like these, check out our website at pluslifemedia.com and follow us at pluslifemedia. Until next time, love is love and love wins, period.